You've talked about how you're seeing exceptional large orders from Europe, the U.S., and other countries as well. Can you give us a sense of the outlook for sales, at least in the next 3 to 6 months?
Haslinda, good morning. Good to hear from you. Top Glove deliver a better second quarter result for financial year 2020. And for the next 3 to 6 months, we can see a much better sales revenue. It could be our sales order receive more than double. So in terms of sales revenue, coming next 3 to 6 months will be at least 15% to 20% increase compared with the previous year. Okay, so the outlook is very good. Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of companies are talking about supply chain disruptions. Are you seeing that at all?
Supply chain at the moment is still okay, although Malaysia have this movement control order. So supply chain like raw material, latex concentrate, nitrile latex, and the packaging material, chemical, so far so good, because we need to deliver this essential good like medical gloves to the hospital and the healthcare industry. So we are cooperating well with the Malaysia government so that the supply chain will be smooth. Thank you.
Dr. Lim, you mentioned the revenue could be up some 15-20%, I believe you said. Is this all purely due to the increase from the need for the coronavirus outbreak?
What increase? Sorry, you repeat again.
Is this increase that you're expecting in terms of your outlook for sales this year, is it purely from the coronavirus outbreak?
Yeah, of course, this outbreak, the COVID-19 outbreak, will have a significant impact on our sales revenue and profit. Definitely is a positive impact. So we can see a much better result for the coming quarters. And because the demand initially in January and February was coming from China and Asia. Now this month, March, April, May, the order came in very strong from Europe and USA. So we can see the requirement of our medical gloves increase significantly.
Do you see this as just kind of a short-term lift for your business, or once this outbreak subsides, do you see actually a fundamental change in demand?
Demand increased over the past 20 years. It was about 10% per year. But Top Glove, the sales revenue increased about 20%. So the revenue or demand for the glove will continue to improve. Although over the past 30 years, it had happened about 5 to 6 times of all this epidemic or pandemic. So every 5, 6 years, it will happen one time. So the demand will continue, even though the COVID-19 maybe settle within the next 6 months or year. This one, if you take it positively, the standard of health will increase. So the requirement for medical gloves will continue to grow. Just like for the past 30 years, it has been growing consistently about 10% a year. But Top Glove grow about 20% a year. That's why Top Glove became the world's largest manufacturer of gloves, because we grow more than the market growth. This is a good industry where the demand will continue to grow. It's more like a recession-proof. Okay.
Dr. Lim,
Okay.
more and more countries are imposing lockdowns, including Malaysia, and some say that we've seen an increase in certain products in terms of demand, including condoms. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing a rise in sales for that?
Of course, this lockdown, it seems that the condom demand theoretically should be better, but not as good as demand for medical gloves. Okay, so we are more in glove business, but condom is small business session to us. But of course, the demand will increase by the nature of the lockdown. Okay.
What kind of increase are you seeing? Just give us some perspective.
I don't have much comment on the condom, but I can see the glove demand will increase much more. A year can increase from normal demand of 10% for the coming 1 year. They may increase double, 20% the demand of this glove for 1 year.
Dr. Lim, I'm just wondering, I know you mentioned about the supply chain issues. Are there any disruptions when it comes to shipping gloves to customers because of government lockdowns? We've seen lockdowns in Europe. The U.S. is starting right now. Does that change how you can export now? Do you see any kind of challenges on that front?
So far, so good. The system, supply chain system, logistics is part of essential service. So far in Malaysia, in China, and even in U.S. or Europe, the logistics sector is still working well. They are working fine. So far, no problem on the supply chain for rubber gloves. But maybe face masks may be more challenging because face masks, the production capacity is much smaller than rubber gloves. This medical glove, the capacity is big. Although it increased, because of the base is big, so the percentage increase will not be as bad as the face mask. So the supply of rubber glove or medical glove is still okay. We're still able to deliver to the hospital or healthcare sector. Not a problem.
Sure. What about the lockdown in Malaysia, right? I know they've given exceptions to sectors that produce PPE or like basically gloves. Has the government order affected your production in any way, sir? Or even has it affected labor shortages for your staff?
So far, the partial lockdown in Malaysia, the essential goods like medical products or food products, so far so good. Now we are still okay. In terms of labor, yes, labor will be shortage. Before the partial lockdown or the movement control order, already shortage. So this one, because of demand increase, of course the shortage of labor become more serious. So we hope we can work together with the government to recruit more workers, especially both local workers, Malaysian workers, and the foreign workers. So far, we are still manageable because we invested a lot in automation, especially in production and packing. So automation, digitalization will help us to reduce the workers. But in terms of staff, the engineer, chemist, scientist, we had increased because these are more value-add staff. So our direction is to invest in higher value or higher skill employees. So of course this knockdown.
Dr. Lim, Top Glove acquired Aspion. Any other M&A plans?
Yeah, we are always look out for M&A. We are expanding our business every year. We grow for the past 19 years in our listing. Our compounded annual growth rate was about 21%. So we are look out for more M&A. I think we should be able to have some M&A this year as well. So we are looking forward to create more business, create more value, and create jobs. So our business direction is to continue to expand the company, the sale revenue and the profit.